I've heard some horror stories about this GM, but the one thing those stories had in common was a struggle with the boss. If you're in that boat, the shortest version of the easiest solution I can give you is run double well and set up in one of the cheese spots. We'll get back to that later, but you can also skip to the boss chapter of the video. Feel free to leave a like while you're down there if this guide helps you out. Otherwise, let's get into the rest of the loadouts. Given that well turns your shots into ability damage, running Focusing Lens and having your third teammate be on stasis is the ideal pick, but it's far from necessary. For perspective, we had an Ursa Titan in this run that had never been in GM Exodus Crash before, and it was still a relatively clean one-shot by Grandmaster standards. The takeaway from that is, while your loadout can simplify some things, proper execution can be a bigger determining factor in your success. We had Arbalest, Ticuu's Divination, and Monarque in this run, but I've also seen great results from Divinity, Sleeper Simulant, and Wither Horde. Double linear means double linear ammo finder. I was also running Protective Light with Taking Charge, Elemental Charge, and Fire and Ice. Arc Resist is super helpful on the boss, and don't forget Particle Deconstruction. Onto the run. Take your time in this first part. There are snipers everywhere. A few of them like to hide and wander around, but they're also easily startled and will aggro from a mile away, so expect them to be in a slightly different spot every time. On the second set of pulses, you are in range of the sniper on the ridge. Be cautious as you make your way up the path that leads to the ridge. There will be other enemies over there that can kill you while you're also getting rushed by invisible guys, an overload, and this asshole. The room where you defend your ghost is going to be the first time in here where having two wells can be pretty huge. The enemies won't leave the room, so hang out in the entrance and keep in mind that if you're on Arbalest, your primary role is to delete champions. In encounters like this with waves of enemies, try to be mindful of what ammo drops are on the ground inside the room, and use that to determine how much of your heavy and special ammo you're able to commit to the encounter without leaving yourself critically low going into the next section. At 50% when the barrier champions come out, pick one to shut down. Things can get out of control fast with a room full of immune targets spamming grenades. I'm completely out of ammo, but there's more special on the ground than I can carry. Utilize the pauses between waves to go in and grab it.
Barrier is down. My scan shows a fallen used arc energy from Exodus to control everything here, including the barriers.
Never trust an overload. Always get that fully charged bow shot in to guarantee their health regen remains staggered. This next outside section has been cancelled due to lack of interest. My bad, wrong video. If you take the path to the right approaching the tank, you'll have a perfect spot to take it out from. This spot is guarded by a few enemies in the back, but it's preferable to what's going on around the tank. When you're dismounting your Sparrow under fire, always make getting away from it your first priority. Don't get annihilated by the turrets on the ship as it's leaving. Proceed to focus on the tank. When it goes down, everything else despawns. If you avoid shooting at anything else, the entire area will stay on the tank and help you instead of killing you. It's a give and tank situation. A lot of the time, it goes down facing the wrong direction, making the weak spot difficult to get an angle on, but it's not like it's going anywhere, and it'll run out of health before it runs out of leg armor. Back inside before the boss, take it one step at a time going through this pitch black room. There are ledges at the top on the edge of the room that you're not able to see, but snipers are able to use. Sometimes they'll be in places you won't think they can get to at first. Into the boss room. Killing all the exploding shanks is what starts the encounter. There are several cheese spots in this room, but in my experience, the safest halfway point between being easy to reach and keeping you alive is going to be this spot in the back left that you can walk around behind. Have someone kill the last shank to start the encounter and be ready for a well to go down. When you're back here, trying to move in any direction other than forward can come with undesirable results. You're not working with a lot of real estate, and if you or your team are moving around too much, someone is likely to get pushed off. So before you leave an angry comment about how this spot sucks because you fell off, consider whether or not you trust the person that was next to you when you fell. If someone does go down, do your best not to be standing in the space they're going to be revived in. That's also going to result in a fat L as your hitboxes try to figure out what to do about you asking them to occupy the same space. The platform you're on is going to be electrified for most of the fight. Have a well and or rift down at all times. If you're running the Stag, you'll get your rift back when you reach critical health. If you're not running the Stag, save your grenade exclusively for healing teammates to get your rift back. The boss does a lot of damage and can potentially kill you in less than a second, making him a bigger threat than the ads. However, every 30% he'll go elsewhere until the ads are cleared, so if you can see the boss, shoot the boss. He does like to make an entrance, bringing more minions with him upon returning, and barrier champions are going to be among them. Have some Arbalest set aside for that. He tries to turn into a melee encounter for the last part of the fight, but because he can't reach anyone, he wanders off until he gets shot at by someone he can reach. After the barrier champions, it's just your team versus him, so take your time, keep the rifts coming, don't throw, and you've got a fairly easy clear. Thanks for watching, good luck in there, and subscribe for more Destiny 2 content.